Yo, New York Yankees fans, yet again, it is Felix from NYYNEWS.com. So I wanted to get on here real quick to set the record straight. Because you see, people that know me know I've been doing this since 2005. For a long time, NYYNEWS.com, by the way. Got it when I was about 20 years old. Done it all, seen it all. And this is why fellow content creators that know me know that I'm very supportive of what they do. I always give them props. If they want to talk about the Yankees, let them talk about the Yankees. They have good content, I'll tell them they have good content and share their content. Long story put short, I'm not the type to, let's say, if somebody has an opinion, to get on my channel and say, wow, that's batshit insane. I'm not that type of guy. Because realistically, like I told you, I've seen it all, done it all. And talking about sports, that's friggin' choir boy material to what's really out there on the internet. It's basic stuff. I'm not saying it's basic, but when you get into different genres online, talking about sports is basically one of the best things you could do on the internet. Trust me. You don't want to, I'm not trying to demean people that talk politics or whatever. Trust me, you do not want to get into that kind of stuff online. So when people have ideas or whatever when it comes to sports, it doesn't trigger me. So with that being said, go grab your popcorn because NYYNEWS Felix is about to lay down the smackdown. Backhanded slap. So you ready? I'm going to trigger a couple of folks. Yes, Mike Trout becoming a Yankee is possible. It's not possible because you say so. It is possible because Mike Trout, if he said he wanted to be a Yankee, he would be a Yankee. Now let me break this down. The Angels are up for sale. And this brings me back to 2017. Do you guys know I was really one of the first ones to recommend or put the idea out of Giancarlo Stanton being a Yankee? I did that back in 2017, the summer of 2017. Same kind of people, oh, you're crazy, whatever. But I was looking at the sale of the Marlins. They were up for sale. Either the current ownership or the new owners were going to clean house. They were going to unload contracts. If you tell me somebody like a Steve Cohen is buying the Angels, then I'll say, wow, they're not going to unload contracts. But we're talking about Arte Moreno, who is the equivalent of the My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell, when it comes to business. He wants to make a profit of his original investment of buying the Angels. How is he going to accomplish that? Well, first and foremost, he has to unload contracts. Or if he gets a sucker to buy his team, and let's say they're not a billionaire fan like Steve Cohen, they're going to unload contracts. So don't tell me or anybody else that Mike Trout can't be a Yankee or a Philly because it's between those two. Don't tell me that, oh, you're smoking crack. Don't tell anybody else that they're smoking crack, they're high. Let me continue to break it down. We got the up for sale aspect out the way. Do you know the Angels have a whole bunch of pending lawsuits? Fines from the city of Los Angeles, Anaheim, or whatever city they got their lease in. They have a whole bunch of financial responsibilities. And whoever's taking and buying this team, those responsibilities are going to fall onto them. Oh, Mike Trout isn't sounding much of a pipe dream anymore, right? it's great to hear things, but you have to investigate why people make those claims to begin with. I'm not saying a duel of Brian Reynolds and Trout is possible. It's highly impossible. I am saying that Mike Trout himself alone is highly possible. More possible than Brian Reynolds. If you read my article about 4 days ago on NYYNEWS.com, I laid down how it would be possible that Mike Trout could be traded. And even Sports Illustrated. Ken Rosenthal was quoted in that article. He said Mike Trout being a trade candidate was possible. This is only possible, yet again, because people, for whatever reason, they want to make fun of people, and they don't know the Angels are up for sale. It's only possible because the Angels are up for sale. Only reason. And you think the Angels, new ownership, unless, again, if you get an owner like Steve Cohen, are they going to settle on paying Shohei Ohtani over $500 million? I highly doubt it. So what we're seeing here is another 2017 Marlins situation. Ivan said Mike Trout is making about what, $35, $37 million per season. You trim that down to what, 28 or 30 if the Phillies or the Yankees get him, have the Angels pay the rest. That get would be way more easier than a Brian Reynolds. With Reynolds, you're going to have to give up your best prospects, the biggest names in your farm system. We all saw what it took to get Giancarlo Stanton. And I'm not saying the Yankees are going to trade for Mike Trout. What I'm saying here is, if Mike Trout says, you know what, I want out, he has the final say. He has a no-trade clause in his contract. He's from New Jersey. He grew up a Jeter fan. The Yankees almost drafted him with the 25th pick in 2009. And they lost that pick because they signed Mark Teixeira. And in my article, I state if Garrett Cole was the so-called white whale of the Yankees that kept getting away, what do you think Mike Trout is? He is a much more bigger white whale than Garrett Cole was ever to the Yankees. That's all I'm saying. If news broke, Mike Trout wants out, the Yankees would be the first team to pounce on that. We all know it. So don't go around saying, oh, this guy and that guy are crazy. Mike Trout is never going to be a Yankee. Shut the hell up. You could say he's in his prime still, but he's had a lot of seasons under his belt already. But the guy is about, what, 31? Those are prime years. Oh, his injuries. He's injury prone. Shut up. You know for a fact, if Mike Trout was a New York Yankee, we're talking about one of the most deadliest Yankees teams ever assembled in history. Why? Because we have a near perfect rotation. We haven't had a rotation like that in years. Imagine that offense. Trout in left field, Bader in center field, Judge in right field, Stanton as a DH, so on and so on. You get rid of contracts like Donaldson, Hicks, and, Mike Trout, you paying him about $28 million per season, sounds about right. And you hold on to your top prospects as well. It didn't take that much to get Stanton, by the way. It will be a very, very similar situation. So don't go around bashing other content creators. Yes, somehow Mike Trout and Reynolds together, I know it sounds kind of funny, But when it's one of those two by themselves, Mike Trout specifically is very possible. I don't know about Reynolds at this point. Pirates want a top-of-the-line pitching prospect, but who knows? All I'm saying is you lose out on Reynolds, get creative. I don't want to hear about Max Kepler. I don't want to hear about training with the Twins. We all know how those dealings between the Twins, the history, has turned out. Not good. So yes, again, I'm going to double down. Yes, it is very possible that Mike Trout could be a Yankee only if he allows it. Understand, it's not that hard to comprehend. So, with that being said, I said what I had to say. Yankees fans, like always, leave your opinions in the comment section below. This has been Felix from NYYNEWS.com. Share, like, and subscribe, and I will check you out next time.
Before it hits the front page, NYYNEWS.